This is CBS 11 News Now.
It's News Now, our digital update, and more than a year after this controversial arrest was caught on camera. Fort Worth police are revamping their officer use of force training. The goal of the new training is to be providing officers with more tools when it comes to crisis intervention, as well as how to manage situations where no firearms are involved and how to gain voluntary compliance. Our Brittany Jeffers is inside a meeting about that new training right now. She's going to have the very latest on that coming up on CBS 11 News at 11. Hello, everyone. I'm Russ McCaskey. Construction on Loop 820 causing a headache for drivers on their morning commute. I'm here with traffic expert Madison Sawyer. This has become a real problem this morning.
Yeah, so this is something we've been tracking for you all morning long if you've been with us on CBS 11 News this morning. Now, unfortunately, Russ, this was actually caused by an accident that happened early this morning. It involved a car slamming into that guardrail, and unfortunately, because it deals with a guardrail that basically hovers over the lanes of 121, they're not allowing cars in that left-hand lane, which means this was emergency guardrail work that had to be completed before that left lane is able to be open. So that means that in that northbound direction, you can see it for yourself, only those right two lanes able to get by. And Russ, this is an area that we always see delays in the morning, and unfortunately this is just stacking it up. So right now, basically stop traffic back to I-30, which means if you're trying to get up towards 183, that's going to be about a 20 to 30 minute delay. So my suggestion, if you're traveling in this area coming from maybe I-20, the best alternate is to hop off at Brentwood Stair. Then from there, you'll be able to hop on Bridgewood, which will take you up towards the 121, 183 corridor. But again, this is just a bad area. Even if you're on 30, a better option than getting on East Loop, because we all know we don't want to stop in traffic. Randall Mill to Precinct Line will at least get you northbound with a little bit of less delay. But again, that's been something we've been dealing with pretty much all morning long.
Yeah, so something certainly to look out for. The rest of the Metroplex looking pretty good at this hour?
So far, so good. Thankfully, all the accidents clearing. We had a bunch of accidents this morning, but thankfully a lot are clearing, and so we're shaping up to be a better morning. All
right, that's great news there. All right, well, if you woke up bright and early this morning, you may have gotten a glimpse of the rare lunar trifecta. It's called a super blue blood moon. It's a combination of a supermoon, which happens when the moon is so close to the Earth that it looks about 14% larger. It's also a blue moon, which means it's the second full moon of the month. There was also a lunar eclipse, which cast a little red tinge onto the moon. If you're on our Facebook Live now, let us know if you got up early, if you went out to see it, and what you thought about it. Jeff, great job walking us through all that this morning.
Yeah, it was fun to be out there. We were outside the studio to look at it. And
all morning long.
It's nice to see it in person. I mean, we had it streaming live here on Facebook, and NASA had their feed up as well. But to see it, and did you get outside to see it?
At the very end, right after the show, it was kind of going down. The moon was getting ready to fall behind the horizon at that time. But we haven't seen something like this in North America, here in Texas, since like the Civil War.
That's right, over 150 years ago. Yeah.
So that's how rare this is.
Well, it happened back in the mid-'80s. I want to say 86. That might not be right, but it was about 30 years ago on the other side of the world where we had all three of these things line up, but not in North America where we were able to see this super blue, well, I can't even say it, super blue blood moon.
Does that mean anything for our weather at all?
No. Nothing for our weather at all.
There's no phenomenon that goes along with it?
No, I mean, the tides obviously are affected by the full moon. This, as you mentioned, the supermoon is when the moon is closest to the Earth in its orbit. But outside of that, nothing with our weather. I wish it would calm the winds down. That's probably what we need more than anything right now, because we're looking at another day of high fire danger. Temperatures are going to be warming up into the 70s, so higher temperatures and stronger wind will lead to very critical fire danger for today. So even more so than yesterday when we had those south breezes, today we'll have those gusts up to 35, 40 miles per hour and highs in the mid-70s. So the combination of high temperature, low humidity, strong winds, and a very dry ground. It's the perfect storm, really, for fire danger, and that's why we are now under red flag warnings, including the parts of the Metroplex, Denton and Tarrant counties underneath the red flag warnings today. And so in all these areas, and really even if you are not under the red flag warning officially, I'd still, no matter where you live in North Texas, avoid outdoor burning today if you can. And certainly the cigarette butts that we've been talking about, just don't toss those out the window. And contact law enforcement. This is important. We really emphasized this yesterday, that if you see smoke, smell smoke, call and tell them. Because oftentimes the way they're able to find where these fires are is through the public. They're not out seeing them themselves, but you and I going out and smelling smoke, seeing smoke, that's going to be the way to get them to get to that fire quicker.
All right, so let's hope it's going to be a good day where there's not a lot of incidents. But if you're a firefighter, you should probably be resting up this morning.
Yeah, and I know they have. And then they've actually called people whose normal days off are today. They've called them in to work to make sure they have a full staff ready to go.
Yeah, and a few people commenting about the super blue blood moon this morning. Rafael Mendoza says got up at 5:30, said it was beautiful. Yeah, and it was kind of there was a little bit of excitement about it, and that's always kind of fun.
It's fun. Not probably quite as much excitement as the solar eclipse back in August.
That garnered a little more publicity.
A little bit more, but certainly something neat to see.
Still kind of cool. Yeah. All right, speaking of kind of cool, or certainly interesting, one woman's feathered friend was denied a spot on a United Airlines flight in New Jersey. The airline says that she tried to bring this peacock on a plane as emotional support animal. United says that they told her multiple times that the bird did not meet the guidelines for service animals allowed on board. But the woman wasn't giving up, and she even offered to buy the peacock its own plane ticket. United declined that request as well. Now, according to the bird's Instagram, that's right, I said the bird's Instagram, the duo decided to drive to their destination instead. I don't know, service animal. Do you consider a peacock a service animal, Jeff?
I do not. I'm curious in specific what service it was providing, besides being loud.
Maybe just kind of comforting or soothing to the
with the big fanning of its feathers.
Right. Yeah, Madison, come on. You were saying earlier, talking about service animals.
I do not understand this. Like, I do not understand. I understand dogs. I understand there's other small animals.
Sure.
But how did she really imagine this to play out? Like, she's going to get the peacock on the plane, which is already small. The feathers itself obviously wouldn't fit on her lap. So where was this peacock going to be? Like,
is it going to be in the
stowed
aisle?
away, or
walking down the aisle?
And what if you're sitting next to this person and then you have the peacock feathers? I don't know.
It's just very ornate.
Yeah.
Besides, working at CBS, we don't like peacocks anyway.
Okay, but I will say, out of all the videos, I've searched it online. I've searched for videos of this peacock, and I will say, traveling through the airport and getting, to baggage and all,
it was
very well trained. I mean, this thing did not move. It was just sitting there on the little cart. I mean, well, who knows? Maybe she has a case. I don't know.
So, we'll see. Let us know what you think about it. Again, we're on Facebook Live right now. Comment if you have a comment that we can perhaps even say on the air. Let us know what you think about it. Meantime, thanks for watching CBS 11, the ones for Texas. And for the very latest updates, of course, head to our website, cbsdfw.com, and we'll have another update coming your way at noon on Facebook Live.